Hello everyone, how's your day? I hope you all are doing absolutely fine. Before we dive into today's stories from our Am I the A-hole, I want to take a moment to thank all of you for your incredible support over the past year. Your likes, comments, and shares mean the world to me, and I can't wait to bring you even more amazing content this year. Now, let's kick off 2024 with some intriguing AITA dilemmas.
Am I the a-hole for telling my mom she deserves to be homeless? This happened literally about an hour ago after I got home from work, so apologies if it is all over the place. I, 23F, live with my mom, 53F, and my brother, 26M, in a subsidized housing townhome. For little context, my brother is unemployed and does not contribute, so rent, utilities, groceries are split between my mother and I. I get home this evening, and there's a letter from our housing group in the mailbox at our door. It's basically a letter telling us that we're $3,200 behind on rent and could face eviction. I do send my mom $650 at the end of every month as our rent is just $1,185 and I cover the majority of the groceries, our internet, and cable plus my gas for my car. I decided to bring it up to her when I get inside because in my head it makes zero sense that we're behind considering I was sending her money every month to pay my half along with hers, and I believe she was paying it. After me continuously asking how this would be possible, she quietly admitted for the past 4 months she was not paying her portion and dipped into mine sometimes because there were other necessities like hydro, electricity, some groceries, and transportation, which yes is costly during winter months, but has been still buying cartons of cigarettes weekly, takeout multiple times a week, and admitted she gambled quite a bit because she thought she could win extra money and cover the arrears, so I would not have known, which clearly didn't work. In as few words as possible, I told her she's a selfish mother, my respect for her is gone, and if worse comes to worst we do get evicted, she deserves to be homeless. Not only for lying and not telling me what was going on because I could have afforded to pay more of the rent and utilities on my own to lighten any burden if she had just said something earlier. But to spend yours and your kids' rent money on gambling and many of your own wants selfishly instead of keeping a roof over your own head or just asking for help is rock bottom, and you more so deserve whatever happens at this point because we now cannot afford to pay it back. I have my boyfriend I can stay with if anything happens, but her and my brother are on their own. The only reason I feel like I was a little bit of an a-hole is because I truly know how expensive life is right now, and telling my own mother she deserves to be homeless might be inconsiderate in a time where she could really be struggling. But the anger I feel is overtaking any sympathy I have right now, and I just want to know if my reaction was just possibly overkill?
This is a heartbreaking situation, and your anger is completely justified. Your mom's choices, prioritizing gambling and unnecessary expenses over rent, put your entire household at risk and betrayed your trust. While telling her she deserves to be homeless might sound harsh, it's understandable given the weight of the situation. You're not the a-hole here. Your mom's poor decisions created this mess, and your reaction reflects the gravity of the betrayal.
Would I be the a-hole if I cancel going home for Christmas at the last minute because my sister is now dating my former best friend? I, 21M, had a best friend, Gavin, also 21M, from through middle and high school. During senior year of high school, there was tension between Gavin and the rest of our friend group and myself, but we kept hanging out together, probably out of habit. During the summer before college, Gavin and I got into an argument in front of everyone, where he said that everyone found me annoying, thought I was an ass, and that they enjoyed it better when I wasn't around. I think there was probably a lot of truth in what they said. Looking back, I think I had become not the nicest person. Everyone agreed with Gavin, at least tacitly by not disagreeing with him, and I don't think you get 5 guys to agree you're an ass without a pretty large element of it being true. That fight was pretty much the last time I spoke with anyone in that friend group. I left for college shortly after and purposefully changed my number so no one had it. I think I'm a nicer, more mature person now with a great group of friends around me, a wonderful GF, so life is good. My younger sister, Nicole, has attended the same college as Gavin for the past 2 years. Nicole called me on Friday to tell me that her and Gavin have actually been dating since January and that he was going to be staying at our house for Christmas. I have learned that my parents and other siblings have known about Nicole dating Gavin since before summer and that he stayed at our house the week I went away with my GF's family this summer. Apparently my dad told Nicole if Gavin was staying for Christmas, she had to tell me before I came home, which I am thankful for. Here's the thing, knowing that Gavin is going to be there and that my whole family has lied by omission to me for months, has made me not want to go home. I'm not demanding Nicole and Gavin break up, and fully realize I would have no right to do that. Truthfully, I don't even think I have a problem with them dating, although I do have an issue that Nicole, my parents, my other sisters, and especially my brother lied to me. The thing is, I just do not want to spend Christmas dealing with this. It's been a stressful semester. I don't want to walk on eggshells during my brief time off from school, nor do I want serious conversations or heart-to-hearts with Gavin right now. I want to do nothing this break and enjoy it. I'm considering driving to my GF's house tomorrow instead of home. Christmas is a very big deal in my family, but I feel like they've made it awkward, and I just want peace. I've already said that I don't have a problem with Gavin being there, so he's already at the house, so it's too late to ask that he not be there, and honestly was probably always going to be too awkward to make that request anyway. Christmas would have been the first time I've seen my family in person since the middle of July. Would I be the a-hole if I cancel last minute and go spend Christmas with my GF instead?
This is a tough spot to be in, but I don't think you'd be the a-hole if you chose not to go home for Christmas. Your family's decision to keep his involvement a secret, knowing the history, makes the situation unnecessarily awkward. It's clear you're not trying to dictate your sister's relationship, but it's also valid to prioritize your peace over navigating an emotionally charged holiday. Spending Christmas with your girlfriend sounds like a healthy way to recharge and avoid unnecessary stress. What would you do in this situation?
Am I the a-hole for not letting a woman in front of me in the self-checkout? My mom sent me to the grocery store 3 times today. I was just picking up 2 packs of beans on the last visit and was in a rush to get home since it was 7 p.m. While I was waiting for a self-checkout to open up, someone who I guess was the woman's ride came in to check up on her, and then I guess she was in a bit of a rush because she came up behind me and tried to squeeze in front of me while saying, "Excuse me." I just ignored her and continued waiting, but then she asked me if she could cut in front of me, and she told me she had to pick up her son from a soccer game. I thought it would be reasonable to say no, and I explained I only had 2 items and that it wouldn't take that long for her to wait since there was 7 checkouts, but then she started calling me a heartless bitch, and that I don't have the Christmas spirit and how I want her son to suffer in the cold and how people these days have no compassion. She also started talking about her labor and contractions when she gave birth, which how that has any relation to me. Honestly, I was really uncomfortable. It wouldn't be hard for me to just let her go. Usually if someone were to ask and they had less items than me, then of course, but I felt like it wouldn't make much of a difference in time. I only have 2 items, and also it's -5 degrees outside and not even soccer season. I don't know, uneasy face.
You're definitely not the a-hole here. Letting someone cut in line is a nice gesture, but it's not an obligation, especially when you only had 2 items yourself. Her over-the-top reaction, complete with guilt-tripping and irrelevant comments about labor, was way out of line. It sounds like she was trying to manipulate the situation rather than genuinely asking for help. You handled it reasonably, and honestly, you don't owe anyone the Christmas spirit at the cost of your own comfort. What would you have done in this situation?
Am I the a-hole for researching stuff when my wife corrects me or tells me something I didn't know? My wife and I have been married for 6 years now, and she keeps getting pissed at me for Googling or researching things when I find I might be incorrect or am incorrect about something, or when I'm curious about a statement my wife has said. I know it's probably not the best practice, but I have explained to her I don't do it to try and prove who's wrong or right, just trying to improve my knowledge base and learn about something. I even tell her I know and believe her, but want to know more or why I was wrong. She just views it as not trusting what she says.
You're not the a-hole for wanting to learn more or verify information. It's a natural way to expand your knowledge. However, timing does matter. If you immediately start researching after your wife says something, it could come across as doubting her, even if that's not your intention. While your curiosity is valid, waiting a bit before diving into research might help avoid misunderstandings. Clear communication and a small change in timing could make a big difference. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope you enjoyed these stories. Once again, Happy New Year to all of you, and thank you for all the love and support last year. Whether it's standing your ground at the checkout, finding the right time to ask questions, or dealing with family drama, it's clear that timing and respect go a long way. Let me know what you think. Did you agree with the decisions made in these stories? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay fine, and I'll catch you in the next one.